Hello, this is Drake coming back at you with another episode, another part to the Moemon hack mod thing. We left off where the dad and everything, yeah. Well, watching over my recordings, I kind of realized that, well, I was kind of blah. I couldn't really have a conversation that you guys would enjoy. I was just rambling on about really nothing. So I thought maybe I should talk about something better. How about every time record talk about maybe something like part of my life or something like that, yeah. Something a little bit dramatic, but at the same time I could tell you how I felt about that situation. So let's start at when I was little. I grew up in a family that was actually pretty nice. I mean, my dad and my mom, my brother, my sister, we were all really kept together at some points. We all loved each other. But at the same time, we had our own issues. My dad, we always, the first time I seen my dad hit my mom, it was, I was watching Gargoyles and everything, and yeah, I walked outside because I heard something. And there he was doing it. And then later on, as time progressed, my dad's been a jerk. I mean, he was one of the most influential parts of my life that caused me to be who I am today, and I do not think I grew up bad. I'm a really good person. I care about others. I mean, I am generally a good person, so I don't really think that situation was bad. Well, my dad, he was very abusive when I was young. Well, not extreme amounts, but he was abusive. If it wasn't for hitting or anything like that, it'd be something against my mom. And I mean, there's just, it was yelling, throwing stuff and breaking stuff, or hitting. Or if not any of those, he'd be at home drunk on the floor, passed out, or in the bathroom puking up. And, well, I hated it. My dad was not the best dad in the world, but he was not terrible. He was a good father. At some points, he was actually pretty nice. He was a really good father. He was there for me. He wanted to try to give me everything that he never had as a kid. That's not honestly what I wanted. I wanted more time with my dad, you know? He didn't see that. He didn't acknowledge that. I mean, with the time that I didn't have with my father, it made me more just blah. Like, I didn't care. I didn't care about anything. Yeah. So, that that wasn't really a really good explanation about what happened when I was a kid, but it's just a start. Then I'm going to tell you guys more serious, funny, embarrassing, everything. But back on the subject beforehand, with my dad and everything, it was a very dramatic thing for me. But it was not the worst part of my life. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It was a depressing moment. And the only person feeling sad for me was me, really. And I needed to stop that. But I was not acknowledging that. I was not acknowledging the depressing points while I was growing up. So when I met friends, they always thought I had my stuff together, that I was okay, that I was not broken at all. My friend Will, Helium, he's a good guy. He's been through a lot more than I have, but I didn't show him any bad emotions at all for him. Like, I didn't tell him how I was sad, angry, confused, all of that, because I was angry towards my father. Then, when my mom and dad got divorced and I went to go live with my dad, situations, the whole situation lightened up a lot. He was not overly abusive or anything like that. He barely yelled. But at the same time, I didn't put my foot forward because I was always in my room. I was always ignoring him or not talking to him much, and when we do talk, I didn't feel right. I was always playing video games. Either it was something different. He wouldn't let me play Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I tell you guys that I play. He says that I needed to grow up. I I didn't get over those games. I acted like it. I didn't really stop though. I played other games. I played the Borderlands, Halo. I played all of that. But it was not the same as it is when I enjoyed playing Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! I enjoyed playing Pokemon a lot more than Yu-Gi-Oh! But it wasn't the same. So, growing up, not only was I angry, confused, and hated everybody, except my friends, of course, but I ignored I ignored my little brother's feelings as well. I was abusive towards my brother because I was jealous. Growing up, my dad spent more time with my little brother than me because they both liked the same games. They always were more compatible in that situation where I didn't like the same games that my dad did. So when he's always on the computer when he gets home, I'm not really interested in what he's doing because, well, it wasn't something I was interested in when I was a kid. My little brother was always playing the games with him, though. And in a way, I was jealous because my dad spent more time with him than he would with me. So, in the end, I became abusive with him. Not as bad as my dad was abusive towards me, but in the same regards, I shouldn't have done that. It was an awful thing, and I don't know if he forgives me yet. But I don't know how to say sorry to him. But it hurts. Even today. There are some things in this world that I am trying to figure out myself, but it's still pretty fucking hard. Right now, I'm just trying to live each day as I can. I mean, I enjoy playing video games. I enjoy playing this. There's nothing wrong with playing this. Pokemon or anything like that, and it makes me happy. And as long as it makes me happy, I don't need to grow up or anything. And I've been tired of being angry and mad all the time. I was always depressed. It just was being really stupid. If I was always going to be depressed and upset and mad about everything, the only one that's going to be that way is me. I mean, no one else is going to feel sorry for me. And that's not a bad thing. They shouldn't. Being sad and angry all the time is just awful. You shouldn't do that. And, I mean, it's probably not the most appropriate thing to talk about when I'm playing video games, but, I mean, like a kid's game. Like Pokemon. But, I feel like it'd probably be best instead of talking rambling on. I don't know. You guys can just figure it out. You guys can tell me not to do it anymore or whatever. But if you guys want me to keep talking about this, because I have a lot more stories than just how I was growing up with an abusive father and my mom always working all the time and me being abusive to my little brother. You guys can talk. I can talk about it, but it's not something I'm sad about anymore. I'm not mad about it anymore. and it's not something bad that it's not bad that I'm not mad about it anymore. It's actually supposed to show that I'm growing up. I mean, I can say that I'm a lot more happier now. Living with my friends that like I am right now, I'm a lot more happier. We talk and we get mad and we get angry because we're growing up and we have to pay bills and everything, but it's still a pretty fun. I am happy to be with my friends as I am today. And if I kept being depressed and angry all the time and running away from everything, I probably wouldn't be here right now hanging out with them, living with them, and enjoying my time here as it is. My cat Artemis would be moving everywhere with me, and we would never sit still. Even moving one job to the next, I'd probably end up doing that. I never face. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oof. I never faced my issues head on, like I have been recently. They love me. The people I love me, no matter how difficult and annoying they can be, how stupid I can be, how stupid they can be. Everyone's stupid, honestly. We all make stupid mistakes. But that's just what makes us human, I guess. It might not seem it to you guys or whatever, and they might just yell it in your face when they're angry or whatever, but they do love you. Whoever you were with, your parents or everybody, whoever's mad at you right this moment, they honestly do care about you. Whether or not they admit it or would show it, they really do care about you. Our lives are full of craziness. Get people that are confused about their feelings, that are confused about their own, like, who they are. But all you have to be is you. I've had friends talk about how they want to go other places because they want to be someone different. They want to be knowing who they are. But who you are is what you see. How you act every day. How you act around your friends. It's who you are. For me, in that regard, I'm a really nice guy. I look out for my friends. I try my best to talk to them when they're mad or make sure they're okay. Even if they don't ask me how I'm feeling. And if I'm okay, I'm still there for them. Then that's what matters. I have other friends across the seas and stuff like that talking about how they're empty and they're upset and they don't have anybody to help them out to make them happy. But I don't need to be there to help them out. It's not that I don't want to be there. I ask them if they're okay every day. But they need to figure out if they're okay. They need to figure out if they're okay with what's going on in their lives. If something's a conflict in their life happening, they need to figure that out and get over that themselves, not have me helping them out. Not me being who I always am and having my own self-righteous needs to help out other people. It's not that I don't think I am a good person when it helps out, and I'm not saying I'm selfish because I want to help out other people. It's because I know how it is to be empty and alone when no one else is there. When I was, living with my dad, and I didn't talk to Will or anything like that about how I was feeling about the situations, it was all bottling up. It's funny because when it was all bottled up, when I finally met somebody that was actually asking how I felt and everything, I ended up letting too much out. Way too much out. I ended up scaring her away, kinda. She was worried about me and she cared about me, and I didn't necessarily scare her away, but how I was approaching her, how I was keeping her still, how I was keeping her from other people, I was acting jealous, ignorant, retarded. anything I could think of that would be reference to how stupid I was acting when I was with her, as a friend or whatever. Every day I kind of regret how stupid I was. For the past couple of years, I was regretting of how stupid I was when I was being the way I was. And now, after a couple of years, I'm talking to her again, and all I can really say is that I'm not gonna be the way that I used to be. And I've always said that. I keep seeing that. So I end up choosing not to say that again. I'm just being her friend as much as I can be. I'll be there when she meets somebody that's right for her, that's better for her, even if I want to be that guy. She needs to find somebody that'll make her happy. And I don't feel like I can do that anymore. And that's not a bad thing either. All she needs right now is a friend. A really close friend. Even if she won't admit it to me, I can see it in her eyes. She's just the same way that she used to be a couple years ago. She might act like she's different. She might say that she's different, but she's the same one that I always knew. Well, we're coming up to the part of the end of this, and, well, I'm sorry for all the dramatics. But if you guys want to have me keep talking about it, that's fine. I'll try to sound more lighter when I'm talking about it, but right now, I enjoy recording for this for you guys, so hope you enjoy this episode. Like, comment, subscribe. See ya.